We now we now have 18 people on this call, which is pretty exciting, and it says a lot about not only the caliber of individuals who are present, but also the importance of the topic. And to revert to Mr. Ambassador, I think that in your field, the idea of being entrepreneurial is important because we're always solving problems creatively and with an effect to have a positive outcome, or a positive solution, or a positive impact on the people around you. And while your field may be less focused on economics, certainly positive social impact is very important. So I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm very happy that there are so many wonderful, familiar and new faces here. I'm going to have people say hello just according to who's showing first on my screen. And so I'll start with Christina Lebaric. Christina, can you say hello and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Good morning, good afternoon, depends where you are. I'm very excited that I'm participating for second time, this webinar. Actually, it's very nice to develop our net with new friends here. I'm a diplomat working. Actually, I was working more than 3 years in the Embassy of Republic of North Macedonia here in Doha. My bachelor degree is of political science, international relations, and diplomacy.
Thank you.
And
go ahead. What else did you want to say?
It's fine. It's fine. I wanted just to say that I wish you all the best with the second series of webinar, and I hope that you will enlighten us with very interesting stories, also attitudes and opinions, so we can learn something new. Thank you.
Yes, I think we all will, and I'll try to keep the pace moving. I am going to try to make His Excellency a co-host so that we can have people get admitted. No, I can't make any hosts. So everyone will have to be patient while I admit people. But next on my screen is Ana Bustillo. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please, ma'am?
Yes. Hello, good evening. I stay in Doha. I live in Doha almost 1 year, last June. And I'm very happy in this meeting with everybody, with you, Jessica. And I therapist, like a psychologic. I'm interested in make my company in Doha. I think about this. This is my plan. I don't know if finally I can make or no. And I'm very happy in Doha. I'm happy with you now. And
Excellent.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Next is Mr. Iswandi Rusli, sir. Do you want to say hello? Okay, we'll move on. Ina Dikusar, it's nice to see you again. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Hello again. I'm so happy to meet my old friends and you who is join us today. Thank you, Mr. Farhan, Sheikh Al Sayed, who is invite me to be here in this conference forum. And I am artist. I live in Doha many years, and I'm happy to meet new friends and know all about have to be more powerful like woman and create business and be more practical person, because artist always more creative person. So we have many of creative idea and how it's be more powerful and practical in business, create new businesses is good thing. Thank you. Jessica, I will learn today, study something from you. Thank you.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you. If you have that creativity, then you have the ability to creatively solve problems. So it's just a little stem from that origin. Next is Abina K. Ofori. Are you able to say hello, Abina? Moving on, Andrea Lozano. Andrea Lozano, would you like to say hello?
Yes, sure. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. So happy to be here. Thank you very much for the kind invitation. I am Andrea Lozano from Colombia, living here in Qatar almost 3 years with my kids and my husband. I am psychologist, and I have been working as I'm working here in Qatar as a organizational development manager for Balana company, the dairy company. And I really find this time very interesting because we were talking just this morning with one of my friends um, how important it is for women to be together and encourage each other and support each other and learn from each other. So I really appreciate the opportunity to be here in this meeting. Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Excellent. Thank you. I'm trying to pull up the a document that was sent to me, and it looks like we might be having some connectivity issues because some of the cameras are going. But there's more than one person interested in the field of psychology, so maybe that holds promise for the future. Next is Aziza Madani. Aziza Madani, would you like to say hello? Donna Phillips, are you available?
Hi,
Hello.
I am.
Hello.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Donna.
Hi, so thank you for the invite. It's really lovely to meet you all and be in a creative community on an international level. I'm from Wales originally. I live in Malaga in Spain. I've been visiting Qatar for the past 3 years to come to the QIAF festival with my father's artwork, and he is an environmental and educational artist, covers a lot of different important subjects, teaches youngsters about creativity and how it can help people. And I'm just looking forward to really connecting, especially this year, because I'll be back in December to Qatar. So I'm looking forward to meeting everybody in person at some point and hopefully try and come over before that month as well.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
And I'll thank everybody for their patience while I continue to admit people. Gabriella Sanchez, would you like to say hello?
Hi, everyone. I'm Gabriela. I'm from Ecuador. I've been living here in Qatar for 7 years. I'm really happy to be here. I'm working as a strategy lead in Qatar Foundation. And I actually have a really more corporate background as an engineer, but I started working with Qatar Foundation and working on so many social projects, and it's been really amazing. And I'm really happy to hear from other ladies here in Doha, just to know what's happening in the entrepreneurial world, and just supporting everyone and just hopefully building a network here.
Thank you, Gabriella. And I see Aziza's beautiful smile. Aziza, would you like to say hello to us?
Hello, everybody. I'm Aziza Madani from Algeria. Actually, I'm an electronic engineer. I have an MBA. I work as a commercial director at phone, maybe, how do we say it? A mobile operator, national
Yes.
mobile operator in Algeria. I'm here in Doha for holidays on vacation, but I'm really interested in working abroad. So I think it is a good, a very interesting, a very interesting country. It has got many opportunities for working, and really, I'm very happy to work to you today, especially women. So it's very interesting to hear about from you what you have to say about your careers and
Excellent. Thank you. And I think it's worth noting that especially for the gentlemen in the room, we do, the gentlemen are very important to open the doors, since they control in general, many of them. So, okay, next I see Helena Putnik. I think it's a J, but it's probably pronounced H. Would you like to say hello, Helena? Laila Allaoui, Laila, are you able to say hello? Well, while we're getting through these introductions, I'm going to type. Oh, go ahead, Laila. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Laila Allaoui. I'm a French citizen expatriate in Qatar for 13 years. I'm actually a finance operation control manager in the gas industry. And I'm in the same time artist and fashion designer. And thank you for inviting us. And we are looking forward to share the experience of each other's that I'm sure will be very, very interesting.
Thank you. So in the interest of getting everybody's brains starting to think, Siham had sent us a beautiful introduction to social entrepreneurship in Spanish, and then I translated it. So I'm going to type it in the chat. And while we're doing our introductions, if you want to look at some of those things, and there are many definitions for social entrepreneurship, but she has one, and my thing is only copying a portion of it at a time, but we'll get started and start thinking about the different definitions for social entrepreneurship. That's just part of it in Spanish because the whole thing didn't copy. So Marty Ribbon joined us. Marty, would you like to say hello? Paolo Barichella. Paolo was here last time. Paolo had some very powerful words.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you all. So I'm sorry for the noise because I'm out for some days, and I'm in the food design sector. I'm an entrepreneur, and actually, in 1 month ago, I am appointed as a director of business development of the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Qatar, and I'm very happy to be here with you and with Farhan that is inviting me, and I greetings for all.
Thanks,
Bye.
Paolo. And Marty, I did see your face. Sorry. Are you?
Yes.
There you are.
I just recognized that my mic was off. Sorry, so sorry for it. Okay, so my name is Martina, full name. Friends call me Tina. I'm an artist. I opened my company in Poland because I'm a Polish, new to Doha, trying to figure out how the market looks like here with the art. I'm trying to connect with artists and generally with all art opportunities here. And I'm so excited to be back on Middle East.
Great to see you. And there are lots of creatives here. So
yes,
we'll figure out how to channel all that creative energy into solving and improving social situations for people.
That's a great idea. Thank you for sharing space and time.
Wonderful. Priscilla Duran, are you here?
I'm here.
Wonderful. Priscilla is in Portugal, and she runs an NGO there. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, thank you, Jessica. I was checking that everyone seems to be in Qatar, and thank you for all the inspiring introductions. I see that I'm surrounded by amazing people. In Portugal, I am working in the field of education. I am the vice president of an NGO. We strongly believe that education is the most powerful tool we have to, improve the world. So although we are based in Portugal, we work in the whole world. We do teacher trainings. We gather teachers from all over the world together. We try to develop projects to innovate in education, new pedagogical approaches, always considering empowering communities through education.
Wonderful. Thank you for being here. So I'm going to read, I'm looking right now at one of the definitions of social entrepreneurship, since we're having trouble copying and pasting more than 10 words. Social entrepreneurship refers to the creation of businesses or initiatives that seek to solve social or environmental problems while generating income. And the objectives of social entrepreneurship include generating a positive impact, which everyone in this room is trying to generate positive impact in different ways. And important is financial sustainability, obviously solving social problems, and a lot of it has to do with innovation. And all of you in this room are innovating in different ways. And the reason this topic holds sway for me is that I've worked with a lot of NGOs, and I've run a few NGOs, and a lot of people are, it seems like they're addicted to the donor mentality, which it's very difficult. It's almost like a victim mindset. I can't do anything. If you give me money, maybe I can. But then the problem with that is that a month later or 2 weeks later, they need more money. And the cycle just continues, and it's not economically sustainable. And so I've worked with people, and I said this a little bit, and I know that I'll go back to His Excellency in a moment, but I worked with a university in Kenya, and they were contracted to help of nuns. And these nuns, for example, I think for the best example is one of the nuns owned a hotel, but she didn't perceive herself or her role and her goals in life that she could hire an accountant and a marketing person and employ cleaning staff. And so she had this entire huge asset that she didn't think she could work with. And I introduced the model of the Belgian Trappist monks, who many of you may know make beer. And if you go to any of their websites, they don't apologize for making money. They say this is how we sustain our mission is through the creation, and we employ people, and this is how we sustain our mission is through this economic model. So I introduced people like that to this nun, but there are also other examples out there of people in ministry who run hotels as if they are respites from the chaos of life, come here to find peace, to convene with God, and to find peace. And so in that way, these nuns were able to move to an economically sustainable model. Now, with that, I would like to go back to His Excellency, because I know he met the father of social entrepreneurship, and I think that maybe he'll tell us about that.
Greetings again for people who have just joined. I just want to say that it was incredible meeting with Nobel Peace Prize laureate, Mr. His Excellency. Now he's the head of state of Bangladesh right now, is Myhamed Yunnus, and how he started his life and how he became a superstar. For me, he's a superstar head of state right now, because I think every household in Bangladesh, the country that's population is like around between like 180 million people, or 200 perhaps if they do the right census, is actually every household knows him because of what his way of social entrepreneurship, which succeeded. I wish every third world country will follow him, and because his heart was for the people, and that's why he got the Nobel Peace Prize, because he thought rich, middle class to rich people always get loans easily, or at least they try, they can still manage to get something. At least they get a credit card, isn't it? So as soon as you start to work or start an account, you get a credit card, but there's no credit facilities for poor. If someone wants to get $1,000 or $2,000 to start up a small shop or something, they push on a cart, sell vegetables or fruits or whatever, small business, they have no means to get the money. So Myhamed Yunnus, he started this Grameen bank, which would give small, called micro loans. And that's how those micro loans were able to help a lot of poor to become entrepreneurs or business people. And then they start building more and they start returning the loans. What usually you hear in our circles when we read the newspapers, bad debts. Most of the bank says they have bad debts, right? Bad debts are not from poor people. It's usually from the rich. They didn't give the money back and they call it bad debt. So what happened, the system worked so successful in Bangladesh that there were not many bad debts. There were some cases, but mostly people were returning the money. So the poor were returning the money more to the bank than the rich. So it was successful. I think they have it's a very big number. I think there's thousands of branches of this bank in Bangladesh. And now if you hear all around the world, you hear commercial banks are shutting down their branches, trying to save money. If you hear that in common practice, but this system of microloans, system of banking is growing, and I wish this can be done in a successful way. His Excellency Ambassador Feisel is here, so I think to have microloans for people who can't afford. And of course, there will be a study behind what are they using for, what are they taking it for. Not just like Dr. Jessica just mentioned, donor. You know, the term donor, like someone has donated, or, you know, you need money and you go to your brother, your sister, your cousin, or your friend, or your colleague and say, can I just borrow some money? I just need it. So that idea was successful, that people used to do that. So the banking brought in the credit cards. So that's our brother now, or sister. You can say, come on, sister or brother, which is your credit card, plastic money, gives you money. And by the end of the month, you realize what you have spent for. So I think social responsibility, which head of state right now, he's called the CEO of Bangladesh, but for me, he's head of state. He was in Qatar and had the privilege to shake hands and say a few good things to him, like what he's done to contribute to the development of his country. So I was honored to say hello to Mr. Myhamed Yunnus, and it was a privilege. And thanks to His Excellency, the Ambassador of Bangladesh, who's a dear friend, and he's also a very creative person, for example. So creativity, all of us here are creative. If you think you are not, you have to go home and think about it again tonight, that you are creative. It did not get someone to tell you, hey, you know, you can do this. So I think among us who are into leadership roles at workplace, please create more leaders around you, because those leaderships will help you, the social entrepreneurship, to grow. Because leaders, a lot of leaderships, they sit at and they work and they go home and they work and they travel. They don't pass on the knowledge they have and to guide others who have a situation or issue of finding that creativity or passion within them. So I think we have a big responsibility to support people who lack the confidence that they, or believe in themselves that they can do it. That's why most of the world is always dependent on someone to do something for them. So I heard one of the ladies is here in Doha recently, and she's thinking of starting up a business. I say good luck to her, because everything starts with a plan. I think perhaps she needs some kind of a leadership of guidance. I'm here to guide her. So if she needs any guidance or help, I'll be happy to help. I'm always helping people to guide them in aspects to find a direction in Qatar, because every country have a different system, different laws, commerce, industries. It's just a bit of a guidance might actually help that person to achieve what they're looking for. You can add something to it, Dr. Jessica.
I speak for all of us when I say thank you for your support. And I hope that the people who want to connect outside of this will chat each other and exchange phone numbers and whatnot to move forward with that. I just typed one of the definitions of social entrepreneurship in the chat in case some of you are visual. I think at this point, I'd rather move to having people raise their hand for those of you who have an interest in saying something that, whether it relates to creativity or creative problem solving, please just raise your hand. I know that at university, I also taught creative problem solving, and critical thinking is very closely related to it. But when I teach creative problem solving, I'm not really teaching anything. I'm waking something up that's inside of all of us. And I'll often put a screen behind me. If I can find it, I'll put it up behind me, of different little brain puzzles. And if you see a brain like a puzzle, your brain just automatically tries to solve it. And that speaks to what His Excellency was saying, that creativity is inside all of us. And sometimes, whether it's a bad school system or whatnot, that ability just gets kind of shoved down or oppressed. And so teaching creative problem solving is only about waking that skill up, really. Thank you, Ambassador. And so I'll try to look for that, but I need other people to speak. So who would like to say something next? And I can't see everybody. I'm trying to look at hands and switch between the screens, but I think we can go, I can go back to speaking about Mr. Myhamed Yunnus, and that the microcredit system, it was a revolution in its day, but like you're saying, it's just another economic model. Instead of loaning $1 billion to 5 different rich men, you take that 5 billion and you spread it out over loaning it to 200 smaller entrepreneurs, and your risk is just a different model of risk in terms of banking. So, and then after Mr. Yunnus came up with that idea of the microcredit system, many other models have come up. There's in Guatemala, one man moved to Guatemala to a very rural village, and he noticed that people needed eyeglasses. So he started going to the main city in Guatemala, and there was an NGO, probably one site, and he would get 10 pairs of eyeglasses, and the NGO would give them to him initially for free. And he would take them to the village, and whoever wanted whatever pairs of glasses, he would sell them for $3 a pair. And then he took the unpurchased eyeglasses back to the NGO and gave them $1 per pair that was purchased. So it's kind of like a loan, because they're loaning the eyeglasses, but it's still an economic model, and you don't have, and in that one, there's no payment until you actually earn money, and you don't have to pay for things that you may not sell. And that ended up being very successful as well. Does anyone else have models out there that they have seen that interest them in social entrepreneurship? I do not want this to be the Farhan Sheikh Al Sayed and Jessica Ash show. I'm really hoping that all of you wonderful people with all your creativity can have the courage. And I think being a social entrepreneur is more about courage than it is about about creativity. So one of you has to unmute yourselves and say hello and what you want to do with this. But we have mice that are very quiet today. So yes, Laila, go ahead, please. Oh, now I see the queue. Go ahead, Laila.
Okay, so I will take the lead. I just wanted to, I don't have another economic model in mind for the moment, but I just wanted to add something to Mr. Mr. Farhan, sorry. He just told us that it was very, very important to encourage other people who are willing to go into this entrepreneurial. And I think that it is true that we, all of us, have some skills, and I'm sure that we can contribute to encourage people that need support in order to help them to go ahead with their project. And it's true that sometimes we can face some let's say situation where the people does not have this courage because we have talked that they need to be in a certain category, certain box. They need to learn. They need to act in a certain way, which makes them like step back every time when they wanted to have this this idea or creativity to share with other people. And I think that in our places, all of us here and other people, we are all kind of ambassadors to say to these people that you can do it. It is not that complicated. There is people that are skilled. There is people that are always open to share their experience, their knowledge. There is also people that are really, really willing to encourage them, to support them to do it. So it's also even important to be aware on the people that are surrounding us because sometimes they don't tell they have talent and you can see it if you are familiar with some let's say skills, but I think that we should be really we should pay attention to that. This is how we can maybe help them to go ahead and to encourage them. This is what I wanted to tell, and when I will have a economic model in mind, I will tell you.
Oh, great! Thank you.
Thank you.
And go ahead, Your Excellency.
We are talking about social entrepreneurship. I think people and members to today's forum has to know is that it's not always about profit. You know, if like Mr. Myhamed Yunnus if he thought about profit, he wouldn't have succeeded. It has to, must have, because most of you here are either you are working or you have some businesses already. And the ones who are planning to have business, of course, they have to know that not everything starts by profit. You start non-profit, some cases, and we have some friends here, even NGOs from Portugal and others. It's not about profit sometimes, but non-profit could lead to profits eventually because you meet and you discover creative people as you go along. Like we are finding each other, so many creative people on this group. I'm so honored and proud and privileged to be with you. So we learn from each other. We are going out of this event today with lots of ideas, of a lot of passion in our minds to do more. Maybe whatever you do today, you might actually improve on what you do. So I think it's not only what you have, how to specialize. That's why we go, when you do bachelor's, you go for master's, right? There must be a reason why you go for master's, because you want to master what you already have. So I think whatever you have, People are here in art and fashion and doing sculptures and being in NGO, being in medicine and diplomacy. The fields are like amazing, and food industries. So everything you're doing, you're trying to improve your lives. This is what a human should always do. But can you do something for your neighbor or somebody who actually needs your advice? Because everything is connected mentally. I feel we are all connected mentally into this program now, but mentally we don't know what a person is going through when he is struggling to decide what to do or struggling to be creative. Because what I see, I don't know, it's within me that I can spot talent, and I tell them, why are you not doing this? This is what you have. This is so good in you. So try to pursue. Sometimes a lot of people are in the wrong professions. Do you know that? You see them everywhere. They have passion for something, but they've studied something else and they work. So do something which is your passion, and then you're going to grow in it. Social entrepreneurship can be in thousands of fields. It can be in sports. My background is also sports. It can be in art. It can be in fashion. It can be in business. It can be in farming. It can be in anything. But as long as you have passion into that field, try to grow in it. Try to support the communities. Even as an expat person, person living in another country for work or whatever reason, still share your knowledge you have so that people progress. I mean, Florence Nightingale, for example, she revolutionized nursing, isn't it, Dr. Jessica?
Yes, of course she did.
Yeah, how did she do it? By offering, by giving, with no returns. She offered something. So that's why you became so famous or became legends. Why Nelson Mandela is today a legend. We have only few legends we can count on our fingertips, like Gandhi and Nelson Mandela and Dalai Lama. So they are giving people. They're not always expecting profits. So they always
Yes.
wanted to give, and you will be blessed when you give. You always get blessed. Thank you, Mr. Dr. Jesse.
Thank you,
Thank
Your
you all.
Excellency. And I'll get to Gabriella in a second, but I want to summarize or acknowledge that His Excellency is speaking about the continual growth mindset, that we are not static. And whatever we're doing today, tomorrow, we may notice something that we can do a little bit better or a little bit differently that would have a better impact for tomorrow. And this is the continual growth mindset. But also, we all live in communities, and I wish I could mute people, but I don't know if I can. But we all live in communities, and if maybe you have a neighbor near you who is elderly and needs support, or it's incumbent on all of us to pay attention to the people who are around us, to see what their needs are and support them. Because if one person in a community succeeds, but 10 fail, well, ultimately that community fails. So it's incumbent on all of us to help our communities to thrive. So thank you, Your Excellency. And also, Gabriella, thank you for your patience. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Okay, first of all, thank you for all the encouraging words. Really, it's been, for me, learning about, for example, how technology can support, for example, people with disabilities. It's been really interesting to learn. But there's one model that caught my attention because I know someone who has benefited from it. So now with the rise of demand on people skilled on AI, for example, and the demand of companies needing this skill, right? There are some, it's a new educational model that is happening in South America. I don't know if in any other places in the world, but what they do is that you don't pay anything to get your education. It's being covered until you graduate, and then you can start paying after they help you find a job. And usually these jobs are from companies outside the country, so international companies, right, that are needing now software engineers or different types of this type of skills, and they are able to finish their certification, their studies, and they start working right away and start paying to the educational organization for this. So I thought that was a really interesting model.
Yes, it is very interesting. And how do you see that moving forward? What do you think could happen next with that?
Well, I feel like it will grow, right? With the
Right.
demand, and then so many people, maybe they don't find the job in their local economy. It's, it's not provided there, but they can just go look elsewhere and work for different companies. Now with technology, you can work anywhere, right? So I just feel like this will continue growing and continue benefiting many people, really changing the life of many around the world. So I don't know if this model is happening anywhere else, but I know it's happening in my country, in Ecuador, and I know someone who's doing really well and moving to different technology companies, which is great.
Yes, and technology is super important. So thank you for having the courage to speak. And Andrea is next.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to mention I totally agree with Gabi with this kind of projects regarding education. Someone else mentioned that education is the main aspect for development. And when I had a previous experience working in my country regarding all these social projects with education, and was working in exactly this way Gabi is mentioning, that is people don't have access to financial support, but through these kind of companies we used to give them the support to go to and study a career, and then when they finish and when we support them to get a new job, they start back to the company about the financial. So I think these kind of projects, of course, I know in my country, but I think there is too many countries in the world that needs this kind of social entrepreneur. And another idea, maybe more specific for Doha, I have found too many, specifically women's. We are here, the expats, women's. We are here because our husband jobs or something like that. But there is amazing, talented women here that are willing to work, that have amazing talents and skills, and it has been some kind of hard for them to find the right job or the right place. So, as you were mentioning before, I think we have this talent and these skills, and we need to put in practice. So, I think we should think in different kind of how to connect people, because at the same time there is too many companies looking for talented people, and trying people from total different countries and paying too much, and maybe the talent is here. So I think there is a missing part between how to connect the right people to the right companies. And I don't know what the next steps are going to be, but I just thinking, because you are encouraging me to think in a creativity way about the issues that we are facing. And this can be some ideas to work on some kind of social entrepreneurship projects or something like that.
You hit the nail on the head, Andrea, that there are many other ways to solve the problems that we currently are solving in ways that aren't as effective. Your Excellency, I think you wanted to speak?
Yes, it's a good point. My friend Andrea has just mentioned about is the talent. Sometimes the talent is just around you, and you look around everywhere. So we must have first short sight, and then we have to have, it's like you go to the doctors, right? If you have your driving test, they look into your short sight and the long sight. You want to get a prescription, so they will look for your short and your long. So I think we as humans, we have limited capacity, so we need to start short sight. Look around your neighborhood, look around, even to start with a cat or dog, suffering out there next doors. Would you take care of that cat and dog, or you go far away distance to take care of a cat dog? I think look around where you are, look around among your friends. A friend, you have to stand up for your friends and share your knowledge, help them. It's education, again, going back to the subject. Education is important. If there is a reason sometimes you have education, but perhaps you had education somewhere else, so that education might not be suitable here. So think about what course you can take to enhance your knowledge. So you may be more employable with some education you get. We have set up art, fashion, cultural diplomacy. for the ambassadors, ambassador spouses, and ambassadors' children in Qatar, one of its platforms. And I think if the Secretary General, the spouse of Ambassador of Moldova, is here, I would have her say a word. She's the Secretary General for it, and I'm the founder of this group. And the reason was we wanted to bring out diplomats who live in the behind the curtains of ambassadors, and to come out to show what talents they have. And we got around 18 members already, so it's great. So and we hosted the first edition of Art, Fashion, Cultural Diplomacy exhibition. So I think going back is we need leaderships. All of you here today, if you're not leaders, you won't be here today. So I say you are all leaders in your own capacity. Please empower the people around you. Go forward, believe in yourself, and just do it. And like the Americans said, Dr. Jessica, just do it. So you have to go forward and work on it and just do it. And Ms. Gabriella, I like what you're saying. I'd love to meet you. And Ms. Andrea also. Ms. Andrea, if you have a time, we will have coffee and we'll talk about this, because how we could empower women who are here and talented in Qatar. Yes, they have the priority. I've always said this. People have priority who are around you, than to bring people from across the continents to do the job, which we have someone who are here on the land and they could do it. And they are here already. So why do we need to go across the continents to bring, which I'm not saying we must not. We must share the planet, we should share everything, but we should look around here and help them to improve their knowledge, or to have more talents. I think education, we must not stop ourselves from educating ourselves. Well, that's what we are doing today. So keep educating ourselves and progress. Thank you, Dr. Thank you,
Sure.
Ms. Andrea.
You're making me think of a motto, Your Excellency. It's think globally, but act locally. And so obviously on this call, we are thinking globally. And, Marty, you've been paying really close attention. I hate to just cold call on you, but are you able to say anything? We don't have to limit it to models, but would you like to say something more about the topic, Marty?
I truly agree with all of it. I'm trying to keep with my notes and I'm focusing on it, sorry. But yes, thinking globally and acting locally is like a really strong slogan. And I'm for me, lately, very helpful is LinkedIn. I'm trying to connect through LinkedIn, and it's really giving me some feedback, some messages back. So I'm truly believe it's important. But what I'm also doing, I'm trying to focus on action with non-profit, what just was mentioned before, like a more giving than receiving. And I don't know what it will bring, because I'm new to Doha, as I say, but the energy after the creation is like something amazing. The creating the connection and networking, I believe it's the most important thing what we can do to grow and increase our knowledge and business. Yeah, what do you think about it?
Yes, it's very easy to agree. And that's what we're doing today. So, and to your point about nonprofits, or rather education, I know that Priscilla wanted to tell us a little bit more about her nonprofit. So thank you, Marty.
Yes, I have to say that about social entrepreneurship, I don't have many answers. I just have a lot of questions. We have been talking about this a lot, because as an NGO working for education, we avoid charging teachers for their education. We believe that especially teachers, they should have a lifelong learning philosophy. They should continue educating themselves. And if we charge, they don't want to pay, and they shouldn't have to. So we try to find this social entrepreneurship way. Of course, we are based in Europe, and the European Commission has many funds, has many opportunities that we can apply, which allow us to provide these kind of things, but it's not enough. It's not sustainable. So we are continuously looking for other ways of having a social business, you know, doing something that people can pay so that we can then offer something to those who cannot pay is what we try to do. But I do have one advice, and we have been doing this for almost 25 years. So I suppose we are doing something right. And in my case, I know that people try to teach us how to say no because we are very busy and we need to learn how to say no. But I would like people to learn how to say yes. You know, you invite me to something and I'm so afraid, but I will go anyway. I have this event, I have no idea what it is. I will go anyway because you meet people, you find opportunities, and then you are in a place you never imagined you would be. And I truly believe that's how you evolve. That's how you do reach success in this kind of things. It's through new people, new opportunities, new ideas. So I think this is the best advice I can give from my experience.
And we're back to courage.
Yes.
That underlies all of it. Laila, you're listening attentively. Do you want to speak on courage or nonprofits or anything else? No? Okay. I'm thinking about, Priscilla, what I just saw yesterday. In fact, I just invited Priscilla yesterday. And so she made a point to be here. And there are many people, she didn't have to do it, but she did. And she has been showing me these vehicles that her students make. And they're made from like a solar panel, and well, there are different types, but one is a solar panel with a tiny engine. And Priscilla, how much do those cost? Just that part of it.
I did show you one with just a little motor and batteries, and they cost less than €3. And then the one with the solar panel, it can be like €10, I suppose. And you can do a full vehicle like this size, I suppose.
And I think it's a great learning tool for youth. And I saw the youth are both cutting DIY materials, but they're also using just recycled materials in some cases. I think that they could actually make something that could be sold. You know, people love, youth love to make little cars, of course. But what if you used those inexpensive materials to make something? I was thinking of this earlier, a power module for cell phones for people who are displaced, and sell it. And one of the points here, His Excellency was saying, don't be in it for the profit necessarily, but don't, you know, if you make these things and sell them, you don't have to charge enormous amounts of money. You can just say, this is our mission and this is how we fund our mission. So we're selling these. And then that way, you know, that could be another component for the children to learn the economic sustainability. You know, what are the needs out there that need solving? And that was the core of business to begin with, was my community has a need. What is that need? Somebody has to figure out what the need is and then find a solution for it. And you have these tools and these amazing young minds, Priscilla. They could make something that communities need. You know, for example, in the States, scouting is huge. And if you're a scout, you have to at some point create a vehicle. And there are a million kits that you can buy in any craft store for scouting cars. And then they race them, of course. So your students could even put one of these kits together. I'm sure there are scouts in Portugal of some kind, and sell the kits, for example. You know, I'm just spitballing ideas because I know more today than I did yesterday, and you sparked my little crazy brain. So I'm happy to talk about economic growth for that. And I'll get to His Excellency in a moment, but Laila, you raised your hand. Are you able to say something now? Great.
So I just wanted to add something, and I get what you were explaining, Jessica. Thank you for that. I think that if someone has an idea and is like looking for some help, and in this aspect of non-profit way, I think that also we need kind of awareness in the community, saying that here is the situation, and these people need help. They are really talented, or they have a really great idea. We are supporting them in somehow, or you need to listen to them. You need maybe to pay attention to what they are doing. So this also, I do believe that the community needs kind of awareness and be informed that there is needs. And this is when you know that there is a need, that you can create kind of solidarity in helping these people to grow. I think that will help a lot not to give up for in somehow, because these people, when, for example, someone has a very creative idea, and you were talking about this idea to promote a product. Sometimes facing these difficulties, financial difficulties, or even in the relationship, meaning that you know you have this talent, and you face, for example, some kind of behaviors due to competitivity, due to many things, and this is normal. This is human. We will face this every time. I think also it will be also great to like balance these challenges in order to create this and to share this awareness, saying that, okay, this needs your attention, please help, do something, just attend, be there, support. And I know also that Mr. Farhan is helping a lot. That's why it's also a way to give you the lead for the next comment, because I know he's doing a lot for the community, and we do appreciate his help a lot and support. So this is what I wanted to share.
Thank you, Laila, so much. I'm going to go back to His Excellency Farhan. It seemed like maybe you were going to say something.
I mean, I got like you said, it's a forum to learn from each other, and I've just heard the term yes. That's a big issue in the world right now, because we are so happy saying no, we forget there is something called yes. So we have to try to be yes people. And I'm not saying you have to say yes to every wrong thing in life, no, but you have to. There are a lot of good things happening in life, a lot of positive people, and we meet every time. We need to say yes. We need to be hospitable. We need to listen, like we listen to each other today. If you don't listen, you don't learn. So we need to listen to each other first, and in the end, is agree to disagree. But we need to listen in order to disagree. Or agree. So I think listening to each other is very important, and that's how we learn. And we lack people who look for talent in the world. We have almost 8 billion people living on this planet, and there's a lot of talent in humanity. And the problem, we lack leaders who are interested in people, what talent they have. Trust me, there are millions of people just die every day, and their talents were not discovered, or people didn't get to see their creativity.
Right.
So we have lost them, and I wish there were leadership who can see these are talented people. And sometimes you find talents of people you don't know if you see them first time. Like some of them, you are meeting each other first time. So be open to see talents, be open to guide those creative people, and bring out that creativity in them. How many people we know that they are good singers, but they sing at home, they don't know how to sing outside, or they are good dancers, for example, good artists. They always did things at home. They did not want to have the courage, like you said, doctor, is to show what they have, because they kept saying no. But if they say, yes, I will show my talent to people, that's where the creativity grows. And it's very important that we need, like we agree, everybody is creative here. We just need to pass it on to others so that you will be remembered as a legend when you leave this planet.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We'll have to, Priscilla and I will have to create a new division within your artistic community for the diplomats in Doha. We'll create one for youth creations, and we can share our art digitally with the group.
So, sorry, it's Priscilla, is it from Portugal?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Miss Priscilla, I mean, just for your knowledge, the spouse of His Excellency, the Ambassador of Portugal, is also a member of art, fashion, cultural diplomacy with us. So she's there, and her talent is in photography.
Okay.
So the group we have is diverse. We are, and again, please, people, everybody around the planet, do not be so strict that you have this. Be flexible with people. You don't have to be, specialize in something and you just accept people of the same profession. People are different. Doctors are different from every country in the world. The way they treat people is different, but we still have to respect them, accept them, that they're also doctors, for example. So we need to, artist is different. I have a friend from Wales, Donna. So for example, she knows it better. And Miss Ina in Doha. It's like artists are different, but they can still come under one roof and show their art. And people will appreciate and learn why is this art different to the others, because they are from a different country, different background, different education, different mind. They create different. But it's okay.
Well, when we see something, a new piece of art, it teaches us, and maybe it takes our own work in a different direction. And so if Priscilla and I share the youth art with that group, I'm sure that just by seeing it, you can't unsee it, then that will inspire the group to say, hey, that made me think of this. And that's how we grow. So thank you, Your Excellency. I'm going to go next. Rodica has been waiting patiently, and so has Gabriella. We'll get to you next. But Rodica, your hand is raised.
Good afternoon. Yes. Good afternoon. I'm Rodica. I'm from Moldova. I lived actually my country at 19 years, and I am already 25 years around the world with my husband, who is a diplomat. I'm also an artist and a fashion designer, and I'm very thankful to our dear Sheikh Farhan, who has initiative to organize art, fashion and cultural diplomacy. We have already 16 members, 16 spouses of ambassadors here in Doha, members of the group, and also 3 daughters. Also the daughter of our dear Excellency, the Ambassador of Ethiopia, present in at our webinar today. I want to say hello to him. He's very powerful person. I saw some events he organized his community around him. It was an amazing spectacle, and also football game which was presented to public. So the people are very talented here in Doha, and as Sheikh Farhan said, we don't have to go around the world to choose them. They are already here in Doha, and we can profit from their talents and to present their works. We have many projects coming on and will present their art here in Doha, and we hope also around the world also. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodica. Yes. And Gabriella, you wanted to speak?
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that just maybe this story help you encourage to see beyond what you're doing and looking into opportunities. As I mentioned, I was more into my experience was on corporate, and I was more into finance and a little bit of performance, etc. And then I got the opportunity of working on some autism work, and I was at the beginning really worried. I was like, I don't know anything about autism. How am I going to use my experience to do this? how how am I going to use my skills to this work, right? And I was a little bit like worried about this, but actually throwing myself into a world that is new and just trying to understand this from different experts in the field, etc. It pushed me to work on this work, and we just launched a strategy supporting people with autism. We're working on many different initiatives to support this community, for example. So just wanted to mention that it's good when, as you, Sheikh Farhan said, you need to listen and say yes, right, when the opportunity is there, and just explore maybe beyond your site of experience. And that's, for me, has brought a lot of joy in just exploring new areas.
Thank you, Gabriella. It looks like you, to kind of unite what you said with a previous speaker, you faced a challenge and you came from one field, but this other field interested you and you knew nothing about it, but you chose to embrace that. You said yes to it. And now you're growing in a whole new direction. And that's what we're actually designed to do, is grow in new directions. And so I applaud your courage and willingness. It's quite a big field that you're in. And I know that there's a country, there's an NGO in the United States that's working diligently on solving that, or at least learning why we have such high rates of autism. And it's called Children's Health Defense. And for any of you who know it, Children's Health Defense was founded by Bobby Kennedy Jr. And he's looking into the research on why autism is happening at such extreme rates since 1989. So I'm going to move now to Christina. Go ahead. I know that I can see her lovely face. She's probably trying to unmute herself.
Hello, do you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So I would like to contribute a little bit with my experience and my knowledge through diplomacy. Regarding to say yes, what Mr. Farhan and Ms. Priscilla mentioned before, as you know, that the diplomacy is also how to say yes, how to negotiate, how to convince someone to say yes, also no. But regarding the yes, I think that all our life, I mean, every day, we are dealing with saying yes. Anywhere you are going, you want to get this answer. Doesn't matter, it is a market, it is a shopping mall, if it's a business, whatever it is, we are doing this. So it's very interesting that every day we are dealing with diplomacy. And it's very interesting that many people are very empowered and involved in diplomacy. Doesn't know that it is something what happens to them every day. Regarding this, I want to say that all of us, we are a little bit diplomats. And we are a little bit dealing with diplomacy all our life. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. And you're making me think of when you talk about negotiation, and I know that His Excellency spoke earlier about it's important to listen. We are now into the skill of active listening. And so in active listening, there's a method that we taught at Miami University. It's called the 5 whys. So if you want to negotiate with somebody, you really have to understand what it is that person wants, what their motivation is underneath what they say. And so it's really fun to practice this 5 whys because, we do it with each other, and the students do in class, and they say, well, it's important to me that I do this. And then someone will say, well, why? And then the person says something more. And then from that statement, that new statement, it poses another question. Well, why does that mean so much to you? Why is that so important to you? And it doesn't always have to be why. That can get a little bit dry. But the point is, active listening is coming out as a very important skill here. But also, Christina, we were talking about negotiation. Maybe we should do our next seminar on negotiation. And there's some conflict resolution kind of involved with negotiation. It doesn't always have to be about conflict resolution, but person A wants something and then person B wants something else. So right there's a conflict of interest. It could be. And working through conflict, these are skills that I teach youth every day. And I remember it was fascinating when I was working with primarily Chinese 19-year-olds. And we had 250 in our program. Many of them never had a sibling. And for anybody out there who has siblings, that you work through conflict very well every day. As a kid, I had 4 brothers. And so I had to work through conflict very well as a kid. It's just natural when you have a sibling. But if you get to the age of 19 and you've never had those childhood interactions, these youth did not have basic conflict resolution skills. And so I found myself working on a form of negotiation and teaching them just how to say, in particular, females from that culture are often taught to be very compliant, and to say, yes, that's nice. But I had to teach them how to say, no, I don't want to do that. That makes me uncomfortable. But so maybe we do something on negotiation next, as per Christina's comment. I'm going to go back to His Excellency Farhan Sheikh Al Sayed. What thoughts have you heard that you want to move towards a summary, Your Excellency? You're muted, I think.
Sorry. It's very interesting you mentioned, Dr. Jessica, about whys, right? I mean, as soon as you offer some creative idea to somebody and they say why, instead of thinking, allowing their brains to think about why to themselves. I can't see something. When we go to shops, when you go outside, you don't see and start asking questions for everything. We don't, because we allow ourselves to understand what it is, isn't it? You don't,
Yes.
when we drive, we don't always ask questions because you have to drive through those signals. You have to watch and learn and understand how your neighbor, the driver is. In Qatar, we have 100 people from 150 countries or plus. So every driver comes to Qatar has their own style of driving. So we have to understand who's next to you, and the driving style varies based upon where you're from. And of course, you see people getting annoyed and angry, but they will be within their car, whatever they're doing. And so we need to not say why for everything. Allow yourself to learn. So if I start talking to every other driver on that street from 100 plus countries, my life will be difficult. I have to just take Uber or
Yes.
or metro, so so I have to understand that every person is different. I don't have to always ask why. I have to study about them, why they are behaving like that. We have to allow ourselves to teach ourselves. The problem with us, we become so come like in a casual way or relaxed manner that we want everything to be available to us because we live in a artificial or technological world. Everything you can find at Google and find out. So everything is why. Every time you go to Google to find out something, it's why, right? Because you have a question, why this? So let me find out. from a kid to an adult, everybody is always worried. Instead of asking to your dad or your grandfather or your uncles who actually live without these things, technology, and they would have off the cuff knowledge to talk about anything. So we are lacking knowledge, but we need to meet people, clever people like us today, intelligent people who can share, and we have off the cuff knowledge than to look into Google or to find out on YouTube or Google to gain knowledge. I'm not saying you must not do that, but I think what we are having interaction between clever people is going to help us take ahead in our lives.
And maybe because we have internalized that curiosity, and that we don't have to actually say it out loud, and we don't have to get upset at difference. We just ask ourselves why and continually grow in this way. So thank you. And Ambassador Abraham has raised his hand. So we'll go to him next and then back to Laila. I'm very grateful while I'm waiting for the ambassador to unmute himself. I'm very grateful for every smiling face I see. So thank all of you for being with us today. Ambassador?
Yeah, thank you so much. I just express the first time I come, and now after this very interesting discussion, the feeling and the understanding I have, I just want to express that I have benefited a lot, and I want to thank again my friend Farhan, and also you, Jessica, for moderating this very, very important, and all of the attendees actually. I have got the understanding that all of us, we have certain elements of social entrepreneurship, and every day to day, I was relating, as Christine was relating what social entrepreneurship to diplomacy. Actually, every day we are dealing with it. And as you have said, negotiation is one of the very important part of diplomacy. The very objective of it to bring the two parties, conflicting parties, to come together and to solve them for the benefit of the general public. So that itself is it needs elements of social entrepreneurship. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Mrs. Rodica for the complimentary word, because I have arranged a couple of events. Actually, that's part of also social entrepreneurship in terms of bringing people together and sharing ideas, supporting each other, and really marching for the common good. So I have benefited a lot, and I would love to continue being among with you, and I really appreciate and I benefited a lot. Everybody from Europe from North America, all of you from wherever you are, I just want to thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well, Ambassador, for joining us and adding to our communal knowledge. And what I can do, if there's interest, is I can make a Global Ladies Business Forum group chat for anybody who wants to send me their phone number. I'll type my number in the chat, and I can make a group chat to continue this conversation in more casual terms. And pretty soon I want to move towards a close. I want to respect everybody's time. But Laila has her hand raised, and then we'll go to His Excellency. Laila, go ahead.
Thank you, Jessica. I just wanted to add something about what you were saying about the why, and what Mr. Farhan also was saying, to ask this question of why. I think it's important to say why, but not too much, because the fact to ask a lot of questions can also lead us to a kind of lack of self-confidence, because the over questioning ourselves, over questioning the world, over questioning what's surrounding us can really have an impact on our willing to do something. And in entrepreneurial mindset, I think that it's also important to say yes, maybe, or no, because I have this idea and I want to go ahead. This is something that means to me and that I want to do it. I can listen, yes, I can listen to stories, but everyone has his own stories, own experience. I can think differently. I can understand the other person. I can also understand and listen to the stories, but I think that Mr. Farhan said that questioning for everything cannot be also something that will help us to grow and to overcome this kind of fear and this energy to do and to go ahead with our project or idea. This is what I wanted just to add. I let the lead to you. I don't want to talk that much.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Laila. If I had over questioned myself, we wouldn't be here today. And so we don't know everything, and we don't have all the answers all the time, but we have a few answers, and we should have the courage, not only the courage, but the self-confidence and self-love to move forward with the limited knowledge that we do have. So, Your Excellency, did you want to say something?
I just want to thank everybody. First of all, I'd like to thank His Excellency Ambassador Faisal of Ethiopia to the state of Qatar. I just, yes, I will also include what Ms. Rodica, Her Excellency, the spouse of Ambassador Moldova, mentioned. It's regarding the community, how well His Excellency the Ambassador of Ethiopia managed. I think the day we actually were part of the guest and his the hospitality he shows. Again, hospitality is very important part of each community, how they are hospitable and how hospitality could lead to friendships. And I saw that day the highest level of hospitality to compete with the hospitality of Qatar was from Ethiopian side, I would say. And there were around 10,000 members of his community. He was leading that day. He gave a
Wow.
speech. So, and each tribe of his community had some food to share. And they brought cooked food from each each clan or tribe of these, because they, one of the oldest countries in the world, Ethiopia, just recorded history, just for your knowledge. So they have each tribe had their own food, and we were able to try different foods of each tribe, and they with different. Each tribe had a different outfit. So I had a chat, and I said I turned and spoke to his daughter, who's a member of the art, fashion, cultural diplomacy. Is that you should have a fashion show because you have fashion. Each tribe has a different design patterns, which are beautiful, and we're going to do that. So again, him bringing the people together. When the people, your community is together, they will share ideas, and it will help them to grow and to create more, to help prosper the idea of social entrepreneurship. In Qatar, we have opportunities and we need to use them. And I think one of the ways of entrepreneurship in the field of social aspect is we have 150 plus nationalities living in a small country like Qatar, but they have so much to offer. And I think in aspects of social entrepreneurship should be to educate and create more skilled workers. We need to have more skilled workers. And I think that's a point I would focus on, because we find a lot of workers coming into Qatar as unskilled, but then they train to become skilled. So I think if people around the world have more skills, again, that's creativity, isn't it? So learn a skill which you like, you have a passion for. Don't don't choose a skill which you don't like and you did it because your dad asked you to do it, or your mom or a friend or a neighbor. Like a sport, you choose a sport because your friend is going and playing golf. I don't like golf, so I don't have to play golf. I don't have to go. For example, just I'm just
Right.
being hypothetical. So it's you don't have to choose something because your friend wants to play football. Maybe I'm not a good runner on the grass, and so I have to be careful again, being careful in what you do and everything, because and again, Qatar is working on sustainability. We have a few sustainability cities in Qatar, with like Masharib downtown, Lusail city. So smart cities and sustainable cities. Again, we all have to know that we are going to go through artificial intelligence impact on our lives in different forms and shapes. So we need to work very hard to prepare social entrepreneurship in a very high level,
Right.
because it's going to hit everybody hard, and we have to work very hard from now, from this minute, from today, how we can work on social entrepreneurship. There was an art festival in which my statement in how AI impacts art, and my statement was AI should be used to enhance creativity, not to replace.
Right.
So
That's a big topic these days.
of course, there are some artists here. They know they are already facing impact from artists, so-called artists. I will do that, who are totally based on artificial intelligence. So and for example, and also digital art, artificial, AI being used to enhance or create art. So you can imagine it's a difference between handmade carpet or a factory-made carpet. But
Right.
still, the demand is for us. We pay more money for handmade carpet than to pay
Of
for
course.
machine-made. So I think we are human. We are the one who create everything. We need to take care of that people who do hands-on work, who create art, sculptures, machinery, products, carpets, they have to be protected, because they work very hard for months to create something sometimes.
So there needs to be a network that protects artisans. And Myhamed Yunnus has done that in Bangladesh. He created a store only for the artisans and to protect the artisans. Very relevant. And now I do want to respect everyone's time, so we'll move to a close soon. But Rodica has her hand raised. So Rodica, I'll go to you.
Yes, I want just to say thank you so much. It was very interesting for me to meet you all today afternoon, and I just want to say we should give green light to action people who not just have ideas but who are in action and who are ready to make their dreams come true. And we have today action people here. So is His Excellency Ambassador of Ethiopia, of course, and Sheikh Farhan, of course. So we have to follow them in their action. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Rodica. I agree. And those, I agree. I'm going to move to Ina next. Ina, and then I think we'll close. Ina?
Thank you very much. I'm so interested to listen what all of us say about how to grow up. And I'm listening Miss Rodica, she's hard to work and give a lot of things for people, for artists, and in her groups with Mr. Farhan. So for me, if you want to grow up more fast, first think and very important to be more thankful person, because if you notice what another give you, you need to be able to accept this one and forget about how big you person, how you master maybe in something, and in this moment some workshops to be more student, and this position of student give you more chance to learn something in art in different field of our life. So it's very good to be always a student and also be active to give something for another people. It's together create more chance you will more happy and grow fast in your life. Thank you.
Thank you for that perspective of gratitude and the student mindset, always learning. And I'm very happy that Marty raised her hand again. I'd love to hear from you one more time, Marty. And then we'll
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you all. A lot of advices. Thank you for brainstorming. And one thing resonated with me so deeply. Leila say about letting go and about trusting. And last time I play a podcast about doing a business with God. And somehow it resonated with me so deeply. Really resonated with me so deeply. I needed to hear that. I got the challenging time, and I believe we are not able to control everything, and sometimes things are just coming to us, and we have to accept it, and we have to deal with it. And the solutions are appearing by itself. So the deep trust, of course, following the rules, networking, and doing brainstorm, it's crucial. But also the trust, just trust. Thank you.
that community. Yeah. Well, we are all facing challenges, and I appreciate your self-confidence in speaking about it, because overcoming those challenges takes a lot of inner resources. But it also, there are a lot of philosophers who write on overcoming challenges and needing that community to do so. And that speaks to what His Excellency was saying earlier about pay attention to your community and what are the needs, who is going through something that they need support. And it's, not necessarily about profit, but if you help somebody get to that next level, then they will pay it forward in some way. And so I want to thank all of these smiling faces for being here today, and in particular, Ambassador Feisel and His Excellency Farhan Sheikh Al Sayed for his support of Global Ladies Business Forum. And Your Excellency, do you have any final words?
Yes, it's too much to say always, because as long as you would like to contribute, you have lots to say, lots to do. But I want to pinpoint on Ms. Rodica, the spouse of the ambassador of Moldova. What she's doing, I wish we could all do in a small way. Ms. Rodica says she's come to Qatar, she's always offering different ways to help and teach people what she has learned in her career, in her different postings as a diplomat's wife and a diplomat herself, is doing workshops. So if I have knowledge in something, I could actually hold a workshop. That's educating people and empowering people. And I'm sure when we leave this meeting today, we will all feel a bit empowered in a different way and sort. So Ms. Rodica is doing these workshops, and again, she's giving, it's non-profit, and which is very kind of her. So she's doing these workshops, and we all have the ability, or some in our capacity of what little knowledge we have, even among our friends, we can call, say, I'm doing some workshop. We'll have tea and we'll have something to talk. And we have a topic. It's amazing. We get to learn. And I think, thank you, Mr. Rodica, for that. And appreciate all of you are here, and appreciate His Excellency's presence. And thank you, Dr. Jessica, for hosting us. And we can't do without you. So thank you for coming all the way. And also I'd like to thank the special moments we have. which Dr. Jessica was very happy. Was her president was in Qatar, first American president visiting Qatar. So we hope to see here the boost in the economy of the GCC in the coming days and months and years because of these huge investments on both sides. So I think we have to be prepared to empower each other, talk to each other, and see the opportunities, help each other in case you are looking for a job or looking for an opportunity, looking to start up a business. I'm here to advise whoever was talking on the group panel about starting up a business in Qatar. In my capacity, I could at least guide you and show you the direction and say if it's your business idea, if it's good this year in Doha or maybe perhaps next year. So please feel free to ask. And like Dr. Jessica just mentioned very nicely is people can continue a group chat. Is that right, Dr. Jessica?
Yes, for anybody who wants to participate, I'm collecting the numbers now. And it can be an exercise in diplomacy.
Dr. Jessica is an asset to knowledge in different fields, and she's not only in the States, but she has done a lot of projects around the world, in Africa and Asia as well. So thank you, Dr. Jessica, for having us. Thank you to everybody. I've learned a lot from you all, and I hope you all the best in the year 2025. And Dr. Jessica and me, we'll have a chat and see what new idea we come up with as a topic for the next third edition of our Global Ladies Business Forum. Until then, thank you and shukran, gracias, merci.
Shukran.
Assalam.
Especially for all the smiling faces, Christina, Marty, Gabriella, Priscilla, Anna, Aziza, and Mr. Rusli. You guys kept your camera on the whole time, so I wanted to shout out to you all for doing that. Thank you. Until next time, everybody.
Salama. Bye.
Thank you.
Alaikum salam.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. I have to write down everybody's number. So I'm going to stay in it for a minute until I can write down the numbers. Thank you so much, Aziza. And Anna, thank you, Anna. And Mr. Rusli, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. What a great day. I have to type all the numbers, so I get that you guys can go. I don't want to miss the numbers. I'll call you soon, Your Excellency, when I'm done here. All right, have a good evening, everyone. Bye, Aziza. Bye-bye. Bye, Aziza. Thanks for joining. You're welcome to say hi. It's just us right now. Are you trying to unmute yourself? Are you figuring out how to delete or how to exit? Okay, I'm going to end the meeting. I've written all the numbers down. Maybe that'll make it easier for you. Okay, bye, Ajoki. I have to stop the recording first. I wonder who Onyx Tone was. Okay.